Today, okay, if you click on this video, don't expect it to be edited or make any constructive argument or any of that stuff, okay? It's just me, I'm talking about something. I would probably put a matching title. So I was thinking about, what usually, sane people do, right? Wake up at 3 a.m. and think about Batman was Punisher, right? So I was thinking about these rules of Batman, right? This no killing rule. As a child, I read Batman comics. I have to say, I did not like that rule. I mean, to me, it's kind of stupid because, like, you put the Joker in the jail and the Joker come back and do more damage, right? Which is kind of stupid. I mean, to this day, I think he should have done something. Maybe the Bruce Wayne could have changed the legal system. So, but a hero or a vigilante, I was more interested, or more like, I would say, a guy like Punisher, right? He just go out and kill. So I was thinking about it. I was thinking, who's right? That's what I do. I don't sleep at night. I don't sleep. I just dream. I really want to watch True Detective. Anyway, so while I was thinking about this Batman and Punisher scenario, it reminded me of Crime and Punishment from Dostevsky, right? And it got me into thinking about objective morality and subjective morality. Okay, this video might be a little bit chaotic, but I will try to be understandable as possible. So, in Crime and Punishment, if you haven't read Crime and Punishment, it's a great book. Probably I would recommend take a notebook and write all the names in the book, because one person have like 6 names, okay? But spoiler, there is a guy called Rasnikov, and he commit a murder, a double homicide. That's what called. He killed 2 people. So the thing is, he go out to kill just 1 person, but he end up killing 2 people, 2 person, right? 2 women. So I was thinking, like, what if Batman is right? What if he is right? Like, let's suppose, like, we think ourselves, let's suppose I'm trying to lose weight, okay? I'm trying to lose weight, okay? So what happened was, one day I woke up and I went to one of my friends, and he suggested me, let's go eat pizza, right? And I said, yeah. Then I ate, like 2 or 3 slices of pizza because it tastes nice. Then evening, I thought, what's the point, right? I already ate 2 slices of pizza, it's ruined. What's the difference going to make if I eat another, if I just today eat little bit more calories, right? I know it's a vague example, but once you kill 1 person, what's going to stop you from killing another person, right? Personally, I don't agree with the statement that's saying that the morality is subjective, right? I'm fairly new to this moral philosophy, okay? I'm actually new to this whole philosophy thing, okay? I just started reading philosophy last year, okay? But I consider myself to be the greatest philosopher of 21st century, okay? See, the thing is, you cannot say this is absolute on anything. Things can change, right? That's, what, I could be wrong, and I might have been influenced by people like Immanuel Kant or Even Batman, I read Batman, and you know what? Growing up, my three favorite superheroes were Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. None of them, they don't kill anyone. So to them, it's a subjective morality, right? That we don't kill. It's period. But it can become objective when you look at things like Marvel, right? The Punisher, he killed, right? It's objective to him. Like Wolverine, they kill. It's objective to them as well. So I don't have any answers, by the way. I'm just talking, talking. So I may have been influenced by these sort of things, and maybe, I read like 4 Richard Dawkins books. I think he may have some influence on my thinking. Not only Richard Dawkins. You know what? I hate to say this. I may have some liberal ideas. Okay, I may have. Okay, because I like people like Bill Maher, not Bill Burr. Okay, fuck that guy. I don't like Bill Burr at all. He's a great comedian, but I don't like him. He's a hypocrite. There it is. Okay, say whatever you want about Bill Maher. He's not a hypocrite. Okay, so what I was talking about. So objective morality. That's one of the things that I don't like about Alex O'Connor, because he say things like, the morality is subjective. Whatever we say woo is bad. Whatever we say yeah, that's great. So it's good morality. So I think you cannot judge morality or the lives of people when you don't live that kind of life. It's like, you see, the thing is like, if you are sitting in a like big high, like mansion, or I'm not talking this about Alex O'Connor, okay? If you are like having a very elite life, like you're a rich person and you don't have any problem, you went to Oxford and Harvard. It's not really easy to go to Oxford and Harvard, right? So, and you sit there, and I'm not saying everybody who went to Oxford and Harvard are rich, okay? I'm just saying, if you are like living the best of your life, I don't think you have a good idea of what morality is, right? Because you need to see what's outside of your bubble, right? If you're just let's suppose you live in Los Angeles, you will think the whole world is very progressive. Whole world is filled with gay people and LGBTQ, right? And if you live in London, you will think the whole world is stabby, right? If you live in Sri Lanka like me, you will think whole world is stupid. I'm not saying Sri Lankans are stupid, okay? Just an example, right? I don't know how to say this. It's just like, like if we look at this subjective absolute morality, we should not take morality from ancient texts, okay? It's coming from a guy who read Plato, okay, Friedrich Nietzsche, right? I could be wrong. Personally, I don't think philosophy as something to be built on the philosophy of others, right? I think philosophy is something that philosophy is more like a destruction, right? You see the old ideas and you see something wrong with it, and you say, fuck this guy, my idea is better, his idea is outdated. See, that's what all philosophers did, right? At one point, right? The Plato makes an idea, and Aristotle built on that idea. He deconstruct Plato, right? And Nietzsche made ideas deconstructing Schopenhauer or Plato, right? It's always like that. Like John Locke made idea about liberal stuff, and Karl Marx said, no, this is idea. See, all the ideas are great, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we should like take ancient philosophy as our modern day morality, at least when it's come to morality, right? That's why I'm saying the morality is not subjective. What Plato might have thought was morality in 400 BC may not have been the morality in 19th century Germany, right? What Nazi thought was subjective morality is not the morality for us, right? What Nietzsche thought was morality, it's not our morality. Just because Nietzsche said something that we should do that one, it's not, okay? See, I see lots of people take this Nietzschean, right? This Nietzschean. You know, if Friedrich Nietzsche came across a Nietzschean, he would say, fuck you. Like, he did not want followers. I don't think any of the philosophers needed followers. They needed people to think for themselves, right? At least, I think for myself, I might be biased on some sense, right? Because, you know, the Schopenhauer, he said, right? I don't really remember the quote. I can only give you an idea from my point of perspective. I cannot give you an idea from a perspective of a woman. I cannot give you an idea from a perspective of Alex O'Connor. I can speak from perspective of a Mexican dude, right? But I don't think at the end of the day, morality is subjective. I think morality should be objective, because through reasoning, we can come to a conclusion that some things are better than the others, right? I think it should be obvious, fairly obvious, right? You know, I don't understand why we take morality from like terribly outdated moral books, okay? It's just what I think, you know. I could be wrong. And again, I don't like to talk about Richard Dawkins. See, even when it's come to things like evolution, it's changed, right? If the new evidence comes, it changes. And yes, there is like evolution, survival of the fittest, right? I mean, if you take that into an idea, are you going to be any different from an animal, right? So as humans, we have consciousness or brain, well-developed brain. So we cannot just say, oh, you know what, the survival of the fittest, capitalism, you know, like, or you know whatever, fuck everybody else, I'm the alpha. I don't think as human being we should be like that, you know. But it's just, you know, I'm sorry, this video does not make sense. It's all over the place. It's just, I wanted to talk about it, but right now I'm in some sort of happy place, I would say. I'm not like, I'm always like 50-50, like existential croissant nihilist. So last few years I've been more nihilistic than what an existential would say, you know, finding meaning and live with that meaning, right? But now I'm more hopeful towards a meaning, right? Which at the end of the day it doesn't matter, but still, if it's a meaning, it's a meaning, right? So yeah, like that's the video. By the way, I have 79 subscribers, okay? Not to brag or anything, okay? I'm not trying to brag, but I do have 79 subscribers, which if I get one more, I will get 80. And just pointing that out, okay? So cheers. Maybe, you know, if you didn't get the memo, subscribe. Cheers.